What's up, babes? It's Curly Victoria back with another video. I know some of you guys probably get tired of me. Y'all like, girl, how you make this many videos in a day? Let me tell you about Jesus. He has blessed me with the gift to be able to make videos off the cuff, pop up on the camera real quick, know what I'm talking about. I can literally be told a topic, or I can think of a topic and already know how to like expound upon that topic without having to write key points. That's a gift. Now, granted, writing key points to it does help because it helps you to stay on topic and it helps you to remember what tips to give. So in the last video I just made about an abundance mindset, I actually went ahead and I made a list of 5 things for an abundance mindset for 2023. Some of these points you probably heard all of these points at some point in different videos or in same videos. I don't know. If I'm making these points continuously, that just tells you that they're important. So you might want to take note. Now this video, I want to talk about the pros and cons, but really pros over the cons of taking the leap and moving out of state, if that's something you desire and maybe something you've considered, why I think that's a good move and maybe why you should think to do it. So first things first, when I graduated high school, I went off to college. I went out of state. No family, no friends, no none of that. All of that had to be made while I was out from college. Now mind you, culture shock, yes, because of where I was versus where I was from, and then also the simple fact that you don't have any friends, families. I've always had like a reclusive side to me, like to myself, know how to be around people but rather be to myself. So I was able to thrive in an atmosphere like that because I'm already gonna be to myself. I don't need a million people to make me feel comfortable. So when I went away, it was sink or swim. That was my mindset. You sink or you swim. You go with the crowd or you stand out and be a leader, because that's what's going to determine if you're going to make it through college. That's what's going to determine if you're going to make it while you're up here. So it was probably a little shy of less than a week, probably around a week or less, that I graduated from high school, had my graduation party, and went off to college. I went to summer school for college. They had a program that started in the summer, and it allowed people to just go ahead and do the, get that pre-college experience, so that when college actually started, day one of that fall semester, you weren't as lost as everybody who were coming in because you had already attended pre-college. So you already attended the summer that showed you how to get around the campus, kind of got acclimated with the classes, and gave you just like a little spiel into, can I do this? Well, you can do anything you set your mind to, but is this for me, basically? And what do I need to do when I come back? Granted, that was probably one of the smartest decisions I made to attend, because when the fall came, your girl already knew the campus like she had been there for like years, because I had gotten acclimated with it by the summer. So the people who were coming in the fall, they were like, where is this? What is this? How do you get here? And da-da-da-da. Girl, I knew where to go. I done became a little tour guide. But I'm going to title this why you should move and take the leap Now granted, I'm still in my 20s, mid-20s right now. I still think that taking the leap was great. I was 18 when I went off to college. I graduated college at 20 years old. I graduated with a 4-year degree and a minor. So I had 2 degrees by the time I graduated without dual enrollment. So I went there with a goal. And that's why I'm telling y'all not heard me say this a million times, it's not for bragging rights. It's to let you guys know, if you set goals and you be intentional, like I just mentioned in my abundance video, you will get results. When I was in that pre-college, I remember writing out my goals. I got my curriculum from my professors, wrote out my goals, wrote out my curriculum, and I was like, wow, your girl's gonna graduate 2 years early based off of how I set up my goals. I didn't set them up to leave early. I set them up to like, what can you handle? And it was 2 years early, right? So I did that, graduated. Like I said, I ended up coming back home, moving back up there at some point. Didn't think I would ever be back home like for good, but granted, the older you get, sometimes it's like, okay, you start having nephews, you start having, situations like that. Your siblings don't really like to see you apart from them. And it's just like, okay, I don't have any kids. I don't have anything tying me to another state. When I did try to move again, like way across the country, it didn't work out. So I was like, it didn't work out like 2 or 3 times, and maybe it's a reason, because I'm supposed to be growing where I'm planted. I've always told myself that I wanted to succeed where I'm from, and then if I branch off in my success, then I can branch out to the places I would want to move or I would want to have business at. So that is the goal, and that is what I'm doing, and that is what I'm sticking to. I'm gonna stick beside myself, right? So that is what your girl decided to do. So I am here now, but I have had the experience of taking a leap, and trust and believe, baby, if I feel like leaving again, will. So I'm going to talk about why you should move and take the leap. And I know I've taken 5 minutes to kind of introduce this video. If you're new here, hi, welcome to the channel. We talk about beauty, fashion, business, lifestyle, entrepreneurship, real estate, travels, vlogs, hauls, fashion, you name it. I get y'all together, y'all get me together, and we become better all together. Period. That's what my channel be doing. One-stop shop. However, why you should move and take the leap. Number one, never be complacent. I'm not gonna say growth. You can't grow being comfortable. It can't grow being comfortable is the very first thing I'm gonna say. What do I mean by you can't grow being comfortable? If you're always in a comfortable atmosphere, whether it be, even if you don't go out of state, you move to a different city, a neighboring city, or you move, you know, ways away from your house. Going out of state is different because it's a culture shock, and it forces you to have to get with the changes. But moving to a different city also can have its changes, but it's different city versus state, right? But if you grow where you're comfortable, if you try to grow where you're comfortable, you're not going to grow your maximum growth, right? Sometimes you outgrow friends, you outgrow situations, you outgrow circumstances and stuff like that. People, places, things. But when you stay in these atmospheres, you also stay at your maximum. You've reached your peak in a sense, right? You're in the same familiar areas. You're not really growing. Growth is uncomfortable, and in order to be uncomfortable, you have to get from being comfortable, right? So if you're always comfortable, how do you grow is the question. So if you are able to take the leap and leave, go somewhere, neighboring city, different state, different country, different whatever, I would say do it so that you can experience what it feels like to not be comfortable. When you are uncomfortable, you accomplish the greatest things because you want to find a sense of comfort again, right? You want to find a sense of like, okay, this is feeling really weird. I want to feel, but I feel all over the place. I feel uncomfortable. This is really weird. Where am I? What? You feel a lot of emotions when you make changes. But when you learn to grow where you're planted, and you learn like, I can move anywhere in the world and I'm gonna be good because I know how to grow wherever I'm planted, not just where I was born, you can send me anywhere and I'm going to thrive. Those are lessons that you will learn when you move and you go somewhere and you get uncomfortable. The next reason I would say you should take why you should move and take the leap, it's been on your mind too long. Too many of us sit here and think, dang, what if I moved here and this happened? What if I move here and my career take off? What if I go do that and I meet this person? Or what if I go do, but not everybody takes a leap. If something's been on your mind too long and you keep thinking about it, you need to go explore it. I always say this, there is a bus ticket, a friend, a plane, a train, anything, a walk. Look, I don't care, to get back where you're from. Even if you gotta sit here and work a job for a week to make a bus ticket or a week to get a plane ticket, do what you gotta do and go back home. But don't go your entire life never experiencing and exploring what lingered on your mind for years, for days, for months, all because you didn't want to scrape up less than $100 to go back if needed. That's how I look at it. You can get you like $100 bus pass. We'll take you take the metro. You can go so many different places. $100-something, and you can Greyhound it back to where you're from, or you can take a plane, or you could do whatever you needed to do to get back home, right? So you have to say, okay, what can I do that's gonna get me to take this leap? You don't want that lingering in your mind. Regret is the worst thing to have. You don't want to regret what you could have done, or be thinking about, oh, I could have did this. If I would have did that, I would have da-da-da-da, whoop-de-woo. Yeah, no, to make a long story short, you're gonna have to take the leap. Been on your mind too long. So like I said, number one, the reason to move and take the leap is you can't grow being comfortable. 2, it's been on your mind too long. And another reason why you should move and take the leap is it teaches you life lessons you'd never know by being in familiar atmospheres, i.e. home or whatever. If you get uncomfortable, baby, let me tell you, when you get uncomfortable, you're gonna get comfortable eventually. Because let me tell you, I can thrive anywhere in the world because I can be anywhere in the world. And it might be uncomfortable, but I know how survival skills. I know how to survive. I know how to make it make sense. I know how to be vigilant. I know how to do a lot of things that, you know, my skill sets, my everything is heightened, right? Because I've experienced that moving, because I've experienced these types of things I'm telling you, I find that I am more equipped to go and be places and do things on my own because of these skills and because of these traits that I developed over time by getting out of those familiar atmosphere. It taught me lessons that I don't think I would ever learn locally. And that's not to shade people who never go away from their city or for their state or for the country. That's just to let you know that by taking that leap, you will experience some things that you never thought you would experience. And another reason why you should move and take the leap is for clarity, mental clarity. Sometimes, you know, when you're away, you're not going to deal with the everyday, every week, every month bombarding that takes place from family or takes place from local friends or familiar people. Because those people who want all your time while you're here, some of those people will never come visit you. Some of those people will not call when you're away, and they will stay at arm's length at a distance. So some people say, oh, well, I'm family oriented. That's fine. But sometimes even the most family oriented people need a break from their family or from outside of their family, friends, people. It's a mental break. It's like a literal mental break to focus on you. Every time you come back to your hometown, you feel more overwhelmed with, why? Because you're around familiar. When you're with unfamiliar and people don't know you and you're just establishing yourself and your name and you're all of this, you feel a little bit more at ease and at peace. Your anxiety, for me, was lower. And not to sit here and say, oh, y'all stressing me out today, but I'm just saying by natural habitat, you feel a little bit more relieved. And in fact, a lot of your relationships will probably get better being that you are at a distance, even if they weren't bad relationships. The last thing I'm gonna say, because I'm doing 5 things, the last thing I would say that you should move and take the leap is to see what's out there. Out there, and is the life you dreamed of in that place. So sometimes it's like, oh, I want to go here, I want to move here, I want to live here, I've always wanted to move here, I've always wanted to live here. But when you actually live there, do you really want to be there? Do you really see yourself executing your goals? Is the distance worth the lack of being able to be around your family as much? I had this conversation with a business owner here, and I asked him, I said, look, you came to America, you're running your business is successful, but all your family is back home in your country and you want them here. Is it worth it when you look back at it to have left and be here yourself with a successful business, but you've left behind the people who you are very much so missing? And he said no. So he said, my goal one day is to try to bring them here. And recently, I think he just brought either a wife, girlfriend, sibling, something. I think it's a girl, wife, children. I might have moved here. And I'm so happy for him because this is a goal that he wanted. And, you know, he's slowly starting to bring his family over. So you also have to ask yourself, when you get what you want, is it worth it? Are you willing to make the sacrifices for the short-term versus long-term gains? And what are those gains and what are those losses looking like? And what do you think about the gains versus losses? You know what I mean? Because to everybody, it's different. Everybody, it's different. So you got to decide what you think and move forward from that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys catch the abundance mindset video from today. Make sure you catch this video that's talking about why you should move and take the leap. I got a vlog that's probably gonna come out, and then I'm probably gonna also make another video about bossing up in business. I'm gonna have a lot of these videos going up so that whenever you need to just watch a video out of motivation, you got some content to look at, girl. I got you. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.